All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Neighbours, episode 9.
Your consistent product.
Yes. Yeah, we're really churning them out.
We're gonna be here whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Because through thick and thin, we're gonna get there. Damn it!
We're here for you every week.
I'm here for me.
I'm here for me, too. Actually, yeah.
Now that I think about
Now
it.
that I think about it, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. We're doing this for the people. We're being
The
real
people.
neighbors for
So-
the people.
This is episode 8. Wow.
No,
2
it's
months.
9.
Really?
Wait.
No, dude, it's 8. Remember I did the joke last week where I accidentally called it 7.
Shit.
And then
I
the
wasn't
whole-
even kidding.
Episode 8.
It is
ladies
8.
and gentlemen.
Cool.
Just in case that was unclear.
At least someone's keeping track.
And boy, oh boy,
God!
Wow, you actually did that. We were kind of like, we were joking about that earlier, and you just went, you know what? Let's just throw it on the air. Oh my God! Real neighbors!
Real
What?
Sign my baby.
You got that nice rasp in there, like you're a middle-aged mom.
Oh, I know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm used to hearing it all the time ever since we started this podcast, so I got used to imitating
This is what
it.
the screaming fans sound like.
Yeah, we're like the Beatles now. Like I walk out my door and I can't even make it 5 steps from my door before I'm deaf. The deafening screams of fans. It's horrible.
How do they find your address?
I don't know. We did post a picture in front of my house.
Stalkers, man. Stalkers.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Maybe did we
Algorithms.
Wait, hold on, guys. Don't look back, okay? But did we put your house number?
No, the house number wasn't.
Okay, cool.
Hey, there's
I'm
some-
like, guys, don't double check anyway. Completely unnecessary. Episode 6.
There's probably some crazy algorithms out now though that you can like search all of Google Maps for a single house or something. Like I'm sure there's some
You mean like putting in the address and it goes to the house?
no by image.
That's pretty impressive, Jamie.
But by image, I wonder.
I don't know, dude.
You don't think we're there
Dude,
yet?
houses aren't distinct enough for that to be possible. What are they going to see? Vinyl? Your house is vinyl.
But each image.
Most houses are vinyl.
True. Well,
What are we expecting here?
Wow. You know what? You're just easing my mind. Now I know.
I'm happy you feel good.
Now I know I'm safe. From
I
all the-
already feel good.
from all the screaming fans.
Yeah.
So, yes, Austin, how have you been since last week?
I've been good. I've been really good.
Yeah,
Actually, we saw each other once or twice during the week.
we did.
Sometimes it comes
Which
down
is
to
rare. We don't actually hang out. We just do this.
Yeah. The irony is sometimes in the past you and I would sometimes just go months without talking.
Yeah.
But now that we have this weekly thing, we're constantly obligated to
Yeah.
see each other every week, which for better or for worse, and quite often it feels like it's for worse.
Yeah. Yeah. We're both
we keep coming back together to do this.
bringing each other down a dark path, the two of us together.
Monday nights. That's a prime night.
Yeah.
Oh no! I just revealed the night that we record this.
I think we mentioned before.
Did we? Okay.
But like,
the nice
that's
thing is
some
it's
top
a-
secret info.
it's a very-
no one can know.
Monday nights are ideal because they're boring. They're nice, boring nights.
It is.
Get
There's
to relax.
not much going on. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but now that you've mentioned that, the people are going to search my house on Google Maps with their crazy algorithm, and they're going to find us on a Monday night, and they're going to come kill us.
Dude, it's a
As we're
process of
recording.
elimination. We live in Sarnia.
Yeah, they'll find it.
They're
now.
gonna find it eventually. Sorry.
That's very true.
And we're putting a roadmap to your destruction.
Yeah. You know what?
We're leaving a paper trail.
You know what? I'm going to say it. My address is. I'll just
I'm
say
not
it.
afraid.
I ain't
I'll
afraid.
tell everyone.
Fight me out front.
No, dude, nobody wants to deal with raving fans, to which we have none.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jamie. I
Wow.
just want to... Let's talk about reality here, folks.
Well, hey, I don't know what you deal with on your daily life, but all I can say is it's deafening at times. Just the shrieks. of
That's
the
great
public.
to hear, Jamie. So what do we got going on? We got Christmas coming up. Wow.
Yeah.
Christmas. Very cool.
That's jolly.
Thankfully, it started on November. It started immediately after Halloween. So thankfully,
Christmas.
Christmas began on November 1st.
Yes.
So I've been really enjoying that.
to most people. Yeah.
Still haven't watched Home Alone.
No.
Gonna get around to that.
No.
Home Alone 2. Looking forward to that.
Home Alone 3.
Yeah. Home Alone 4. Wow. It just keeps going.
Home Alone what now? I don't know.
Dude, I think
There's 2 of those, right?
I think they made 5.
That's disgusting.
I watched the third and fourth. I'm a real fan.
Yeah.
There was no Macaulay Culkin, which was disappointing.
So that's not Home Alone.
They clearly could not afford contracts. That's my theory.
Or, well,
Well, dude, he probably showed up like 13-year-old suave millionaire going like, give me like $10 million.
yeah.
I don't have fucking time for this. I have
Yeah.
shit to do. I have to go to grade 8 class. I have to afterwards immediately deal with my agent. Then I
Yeah.
got to do my business taxes.
Yeah.
I don't have time to deal with this stupid ass movie.
He's got like this big like air to him. He's all like
He's got three
snobby.
girls just sitting outside
Yeah.
the room waiting to meet up with him, and he's just like,
He's
and
like,
they're
"Guys,
all in
I have-
high school.
He's like, I have the 8th grade dance to go to, and I got bitches.
What do they call that? It's not prom when you graduate from grade 8.
Just
What
grade 8
is that?
graduation, I guess.
I guess yeah, it's grade 8. I wish I had a cool name, but it doesn't.
No.
But he's like, yeah, dude. He's like, I got a party to get to,
His quinceañera.
and there's gonna be no alcohol there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stressful. I've been craving a beer all day.
Yeah. Because he's a
I just
child
image-
actor, so
I
he
know, I
probably
just image all those child actors just being like a good 8 years ahead of their time.
Oh,
so
all
by
of
the time
them.
he's 13, he's already like an alcoholic
Yeah.
and just jaded.
That's-
and he at that point he's already gone down the path of alcohol.
Yeah.
And now he's just embraced it.
It's not even a joke. We're just speaking facts right now, I think. Yeah. No. He.
Home Alone 3. I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Mom, get my Mercedes. We're getting the fuck out of here.
We're getting out of here. We don't want this poor director.
Did you hear the budget for this movie?
He's
Wow,
like,
dude.
disgusting. Mom, let's go make
Mom, do you know, are they making any Richie Rich sequels?
Wagyu steak. Go fry me up my favorite Wagyu steak, or get the butler to do it.
It must be a weird life.
Oh yeah,
I guarantee you there are stories that people like that will never tell.
yeah,
They probably have shit that went down when they were in 13 to 15 years old that just stays in the books.
yeah.
No, not for public consumption.
No, yeah.
I'd call it now.
Well, Mary Kate and Ashley too, right? They, I'm pretty sure. How old were they?
I think.
They were
Hold
real.
up. I think one of them are not crazy. That's,
One of them.
That's what I've heard.
That's good odds.
I know. That's a 50-50 split.
Yeah. Well, good for them. The one
I
that
don't.
isn't.
I don't remember which one. I would just say take a gamble anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I remember back in the day I saw a picture of them and they were looking kind of rough, like as in just underweight, like, just
I was thinking they look hot in
off their
movies.
bender. What?
What? Oh no,
No.
I didn't say anything.
Which movies?
I was just like, oh, I thought they looked really good in that.
Ooh.
Oh no. Oh, I brought it up again.
Yeah, they were looking good back in 2016.
Yeah.
Looking
That's
their
correct.
prime.
Yeah, that's when I was watching Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the one they went to Rome or something? Like, did you watch any of these? You didn't have sisters, so
No.
I don't think you actually understand.
But to
what
answer
you're
your
talking
question,
about.
yes. I
Oh,
did
but
watch them.
you watched it regardless.
No. No,
At least I have an excuse. I can
Yeah.
say, "Oh, my mom and my sisters, they all
No.
pressured me into it." You're just what's wrong with you?
Oh, well, I'm a big fan.
Or what's right?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
There's nothing
But-
wrong with liking feminine things. No, I actually am kidding. I've seen like one of the movies. I don't even remember which one. Wasn't it a TV show too? The Olsen, when they were really young.
Oh, dude, totally.
What
Yeah.
what show was that? Like there was like a sitcom they were on, and it wasn't called
dude,
The Olsen Twins.
Dude, I
You don't
don't.
know?
I watched that shit
But-
when I was like 8 years old.
Right.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
I remember like little scenes, and I remember that pizza video. You remember the pizza?
I want pizza. Pizza. Yeah, that's so good. So it's
dude, it's like it's the Mary Kate and Ashley pizza song in slow mo, and it is a treat.
it's gold. Yeah, check that out.
Whoever did that, they need to direct a film or something. They
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah. Anyone listening, yeah, go check that out. Well, wait till the podcast is done, then go check it out.
Yeah. Don't shut this off.
Don't shut
pause.
this off, please. No.
Write it down in your notebook, your piece of paper nearby.
Yeah, or if you have a pen, write it on your skin.
I'm assuming that everybody still holds a journal in paper.
Yeah, I use paper.
Important.
I love wasting
Have
trees.
you noticed your handwriting degrade?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. I was never impressive. I was never going to be a person with calligraphy, and everybody I've ever seen that can do calligraphy, I'm immediately impressed.
Yeah.
But it's gotten worse.
Right.
Now that I'm writing less and less, so it's starting to become a thing where, yeah, dude, I don't have the freaking I don't have the knack I used to have
I would
on the paper.
I would say for me, if I'm just quickly jotting something down, it is a little sloppy. But if I take my time, I can make it look really nice and legible and
Dude, you know what the
perfect.
problem was? Back in grade 1, this is before your time, by the way. I knew Alex before you did.
Okay.
Fun fact, because he went to River City in grade 1.
Okay, yeah.
So with me and my other friends, a couple friends I knew growing up. But he
Which
and
to
I
clarify, is the guy we knew in school.
Yeah,
so
just,
he's saying,
I'm just throwing
he's
out
saying you know it before.
I'm trying to just throw out arbitrary names and hope everybody just keeps up. Okay,
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
up. Okay,
We're building a lore.
grade 1.
Yeah.
My friend and I think it was Alex. We had a bet that whoever we would have a contest for whoever we would get something out of it. I don't remember what it was, but we would get something for being the first to finish any of the spelling things.
Okay.
So I was basically rewarding myself for being as sloppy as possible. So all in grade 1, in my most rudimentary years, I was just doing the most chicken scratch garbage writing I could possibly do.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever recovered.
No.
That coupled with being left-handed, I never stood a chance.
Well, yeah, me as well, being left-handed, I would smear my writing.
That's the worst part.
That's a common issue with left-handed.
Do you think parents
left-handed.
understand that? No, they just keep buying you the right-handed notebooks.
Yeah, they're just
suffer,
what's wrong
son,
with you?
suffer.
Yeah, the thing is, I kind of disagree because I feel like my handwriting can be very nice, but I think it was because when I was younger, I went through a phase where I tried to print as small as possible for some reason, and for something about it looked really cool to me. It would be like really small, but I'd make sure it's all like perfectly legible. But it would take me forever to do that. But I would like intricately do that. So you know what? Maybe I would like calligraphy.
Do what I would do. Do what I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this. I think I did. I wrote a comic book called remember my whole I don't know if I told you this, but I had a bunch of superheroes in this huge group, and I called it Trials of Justice.
Ooh.
When I was 7 or 8. So I drew like over 100 people.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is now, which really sucks. I should probably ask my mom about that. See if she has something in the... Usually they're good at holding that stuff.
She threw that out the minute you
she
gave
looked
it to
there
her.
And she's like, my son has no talent. She just threw it in the garbage.
She's like, what is this? This is stupid. Threw it in the garbage.
Stupid trash.
She burned it in front of you. It's a repressed memory of yours. She actually like ripped it up in front of you. She's like, go study. You'll never do this.
Go study. Go. You suck at math. And you're writing this garbage.
Yeah. You'll never amount to following your dreams.
You're never going to be like your father.
Yeah.
So, okay. I wrote
never
these
make
comics.
Marvel.
And dude, I had this. There's 2 problems, okay? I remember these things. My mom did keep a couple of the comics. Because I had the pictures and I had the comics. And in the comics, a couple problems. One, I wrote in cursive. But the thing is, I was 7 and didn't understand that at some point you need to disconnect the words. So I just put them all together.
Oh.
So it was just an endless wall of cursive that never stopped.
I just picture that looking like just like a square of ramen noodles before it's cooked.
It was
like
painful.
just the
It's
whole
brutal.
page. Yeah.
It's brutal. It was just I would put periods though. At least I would draw a whole sentence in pure cursive, put a period, and then just do another full sentence in cursive.
Right.
Then 2, I didn't know how to write action sequences. So whenever it went to a fight, and I remember distinctly one of them involved a tornado. So there's a tornado going through the city and they were fighting in their tornado.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to explain the fight. So I just said they both fought really hard and then the good guy won.
I mean, you got right to the point. You're not wasting anyone's time. Like,
dude, I'm like writing Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah.
My story is so vast and big. I'm just telling like
they
the third
fought
person
long
perspective.
and hard.
It was a long battle that lasted centuries, and these guys came out on
the hero, they won. Don't worry, how they got this.
I'm a bit of a Tolkien writer.
Yeah,
I started young, 7 years old.
Yeah, I too made a comic book when I was younger. But
I still remember the name of yours.
Yeah, yours sounds way cooler than mine. Mine was called Aqua Puppy. Is that the one you remembered?
And Yef and Peace.
And Yef and Peace.
You had 2 heroes. I remember distinctly Aqua Puppy and Yef and Peace.
Yeah.
But the drawing for Aqua Puppy
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
over anything else.
It was a dog.
It was great.
It was kind of cool, yeah. It was this bubble around it, and you would shoot like water out of his paws.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
And his eyes were like pure white, like glowing with like a band, like a Ninja Turtles-esque band around it. Like, yeah, he was pretty
Actually,
sick.
and guys, I'm going to tell you right now, to give you some perspective on just when we were growing up, we would literally role play our superheroes. I remember this.
Yeah.
And okay,
Wow.
dude, this is weird.
That's
Okay,
that's
guys,
common, I'm
okay.
sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go into detail here, but
Yeah.
imagine this, okay?
Are we entering the land of make believe?
I'm not kidding. I actually remember some of these stories we made.
Oh, yeah?
So what we would do is, I don't know if Jamie remembered this, but for Trials of Justice, we had like crossover like things we'd do together where you would have your heroes and my heroes. We'd do like one of those like Marvel style things because like the cartoons had those back then. So we were like, let's do like Spider-Man and like Batman. We got to put them together. Yeah,
we're building
multiverse
as children.
So Jamie showed up as Yeffin Piece, and I was one of my. I was one of my favorite the name was not original. His name was the Thief,
Yeah.
but the bad guy I made up was good. His name was Whiplash, and he had whips for arms.
Ooh, that is badass.
So we were
never been done.
I know. So I remember.
Wait, that probably has. But wait a minute.
What?
The Thief was the hero.
I'm not even kidding. He was one of my favorite ones, even though it was one of the worst names I ever made.
What if we take a criminal activity and make him the hero?
I just liked the drawing. It looked so
You're
cool.
taking the power away from the word thief.
I know,
You're
and I
claiming again for the heroes.
He's not thief. He's
It's a cool-
the thief, Jamie.
He's a cool word.
Respect, please.
He steals.
Okay.
No, he steals power from the bad people.
So I remember distinctly. Okay, so imagine this: 7-year-olds in the backyard, or maybe 8, and what happened is you were able to open portals as the FMPs. I remember
Yeah.
this, and I was like the
Pretty sick.
And we had this plot line where I was a thief, and we were going back in time to steal something to prevent a tragedy from happening.
Yeah.
But what happened is we were going through the portal. We're in the backyard. Jamie does like a quick whirling with like a stick to brew this
summon it, yeah.
like water pool, that horizontal water pool.
Yeah.
And we jump into it, but something happens. Yeffin Piece, his powers go out of whack. We go to a different area, and do you know what that is? My basement. So we quickly run to the basement, pretending it was seamless. There was no time connecting the two.
I have chills, dude.
I know. We show up. Jamie flies out of the portal. He hits the wall, and he says, "Oh no, we can't go back."
Oh.
What happens then? Dude, that's all I
Dude.
remember. But dude, we had some good
sick.
plot lines.
Damn. I got chills.
Thank you.
What
Thank
are they
you.
going to do now? Okay, the only thing I do remember is when I pictured my character, Yeffin Piece, I pretty sure like his look changed up quite a bit all the time, but I remember for a while I pictured him with a turban for some reason. So so I'm like, hey, I didn't know anything about like culturally appropriating or
no.
anything. So I just thought they looked cool. So I was like, for some reason, I pictured my guy with like this cool turban. Although-
Shame on you, Jamie. You can't like turbans.
I know, but
That's enough of that.
no, but it was almost like a mix of a turban and like that kid from Digimon, which I didn't even watch Digimon. I just thought he had a cool hat.
I watched a little bit. I liked the theme song. It was
Yeah.
pretty good. It was not as good as the original Transformers theme song.
No.
Guys, by the way, we're giving you a lot of content to sift through. Like there are so many great things out there.
I doubt you guys, if anyone's ever heard of Digimon.
Keep writing this in your notebook, dude. Everybody knew what Digimon was. Nobody watched it. It's like
That's true.
It's like the KFC of kid shows.
Yeah.
They just keep popping up everywhere. Nobody knows who goes there.
That's true.
Clearly, they're making money.
The Arby's of kids shows. No, that's a good point. Because I think I had Digimon like toys, but I didn't really watch it. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, dude. Because the merch was cool too, and parents went, "How cool is the merch?" Dude,
Cool.
Beyblade.
wait,
Beyblade.
Before we get into Beyblade, the coolest thing I had, this was like the OG Pokemon Go. Digimon used to have those things. You would scan the air, and then you would fight Digimon that
Wait,
would
was
be
that
in the
was
air.
that or Tamagotchi?
No, I had a Digimon one, and it
What?
was sick. And you literally scanned like whatever you wanted. So you put it against something. It was like a fake scanner.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then randomly it'd be like, "You found a Digimon."
You know what? I
And then you
remember
would
seeing
fight
the
it.
ads for that and thinking it was the coolest thing since sliced bread.
I loved it.
But I don't think my parents were into it. They were like,
No.
"Oh, those dinosaurs look scary."
Yeah, I think my brother like convinced my parents to do it. They're like, he's just like, can we please have it? What if there's Digimon in our house?
And we don't even realize it.
Yeah, like you
Mom,
want us to get rid of those,
do you
right?
think we're safe?
Yeah, Mom, you don't
I'll
realize.
protect you.
You don't realize there's literal monsters.
Anyway, where
Could
did
be
you,
anywhere.
Anyway, where did you hide the elf?
Yeah.
Immediately just goes into the. By the way, where's the elf on the shelf?
Yeah. Elf on the shelf. Ooh, that I wish that was a thing when I was younger. That would have been magical.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I know you missed out on that. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Is that a recent fad?
Oh yeah, it's a couple years old, like maybe
I only know it from
within the
from
last
your house,
decade,
so.
perhaps.
But now, Jamie, don't forget. Let's. What about Beyblade? Did you get into Beyblade? Be
oh
real,
yeah.
Jamie.
Oh yeah. Actually, so I went to school in Petrolia. I guess I don't need to be that specific, but whatever. I went to a school in Petrolia, and basically, I remember there'd be all these random fads, and like pretty much anything popular in that school was banned after like a couple months because some kid would ruin it and cry and get everyone in trouble or something.
Oh, dude, marbles.
Marbles.
Nobody could keep marbles around. It
Yeah,
was just
so yeah,
people were choking on them. People were throwing them.
Oh, I know. My school went through a
tripping on
phase.
them.
Marbles was a phase.
Chaos.
Pokemon
Chaos.
cards, and then Beyblade. But yeah, Beyblade was a big fad. And
Dude, that's what happened to Divine too.
Yeah.
Except instead of Pokemon, it was Yu-Gi-Oh.
we had
was
a
the hot
Yu-Gi-Oh
shit
phase.
in my-
Yeah, But yeah, they would be out for a bit, and then they would just suddenly go like,
Then-
nope,
I know.
the
Then we-
kids are having fun.
Isn't
ban
that
it."
weird? Isn't it?
Get rid of
I
it.
wonder if that's how it worked back then.
Seems to
a
be.
games company was like a game catered to kids was purely based on the fact that the next big thing was getting banned from schools.
Yeah.
and they were like the sloppy seconds.
Yeah, it seems like that's how it
What
worked.
do we play now?
Yeah.
I threw that marble at Timmy's glasses and they broke and he cried. Now it's gone.
Yo-yos are out. Bring out the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yo suck now. Get
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
What are those like Pioneer toy, like those circle with the stick that you hit? Those
what?
things are not popular anymore. Bring out the Beyblades.
Forget the circle and the stick game.
Yeah,
get
forget
the new
ball
merch.
ball in a cup.
Ball and cup. It's no good now.
The kids like
We're gonna pick it up later. It's called beer pong.
yeah. We'll sell it back to them.
maybe like a decade or two.
Yeah, we'll sell it back to them in college.
We'll roll back.
Yeah,
We'll figure this out later. What can we do with this?
yeah. We gotta.
All right,
we gotta
Jamie.
influence the children first.
Jamie,
Yes.
are you ready for another story time with Austin?
Oh, go on, please.
Here I am, Divine Street School, grade 2, getting my ass kicked at least once a month, getting jumped on the way home,
Sick.
living the good life. I go to school. Do you know what just got in? Beyblade. My family's kind of poor. They can't afford Beyblades. But you know what my mom did? She found them at a garage sale and
Ooh.
bought me this Beyblade, and it ended up being badass.
Yeah.
So here I am. Never in my life have I been cool, but I remember bringing that Beyblade and beating everybody, and everybody was high fiving me and like
Ooh.
patting me on the shoulder. And at the time, I almost was ready to cry because I was
Yeah.
like, "This is what acknowledgement feels like. I'm gonna pursue this the rest of my life now." So
Ooh.
I'm feeling like hot shit. Then this kid, I think
I
his-
love being accepted.
Dylan shows up. He's in grade 4. He shows me,
Fucking Dylan.
and dude, this is to me. I remember this as a movie scene. He's off in the distance. He walks up and he says, "I hear you're good at Beyblade," and he pulls it like out of his like pocket and does like holds it in front of him like it's like a
Like his?
like a gem. Yeah.
okay.
And I'm like. I'm feeling pretty good, so I go. I don't care. This guy's 2 years older than me. He just doesn't know what he's talking about. So I go over to the older kids area because they banished us over to the corner somewhere. We start to duel. I go to the arena.
Ooh.
I spin it.
I'm getting chills
Literally
again. Damn.
get stuck in the release thing, and then it breaks in two, and I lose miserably. And then Dylan made fun of me, and I felt really sad.
And then your fall from grace began, and the whole school realized what a loser you were.
And I was so embarrassed. I didn't say anything, and I just turned around and went back to the little kid area.
Well,
It was awful, dude. Turns out garage sale Beyblades have a time span,
ooh.
or
But-
Beyblades in general.
But hey, I mean, think of the glorious moments you had with it, right? It did its.
It's only for the moment, man. For that one little moment where all the kids think you're the coolest thing
yeah.
since marbles.
Since marbles. Since ball in a cup.
Thought I'd pick a relevant.
Yeah. I remember another thing I remember from that big whole fad was this kid had like a really heavy duty one. I don't know if like his dad's a maniac and just made one in his garage or something, but
he's like, my son's not going to lose that Beyblade.
Yeah,
Goes and welds one out of steel.
yeah, he's like, my kid doesn't play with that plastic bitchy shit. So he like went and like sharpened it for him, and, I just
made it sharp. The kid like some kid tries to grab and he cuts himself.
Hey, you're getting ahead of the story because that's actually what happened. So basically, this kid.
You didn't have to say that.
Okay,
I got it right.
Yeah, well, you did. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's what happened. So the kid
sorry, Jamie.
basically it's this heavy duty ass one. The kid went to pick it up and he actually like cut his like fingers on it. And I'm like, I feel like that's not a factory
It's a
Beyblade.
booby trap, dude.
Yeah, that's like
anti-theft device.
Yeah.
His dad taught him how to pick up the Beyblade. He said, if any of those little bitch ass kids,
yeah.
all your little friends, they try to touch your Beyblade, they know what's coming.
Do you know what's funny is even fidget spinners, that whole fad. It's kind of funny how like when I was younger, things needed to be violent to appeal to kids, but now it's just like, do you want to just spin this thing in your fingers? It's like, yeah.
Do you actually think that's because they have more video games now?
Like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, if I felt the urge to beat someone over the head with a broom handle, which I'm sincere I did when I was 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Could I have just gone downstairs and just played like a shooting game and just like play Doom or something? Would I satiate that feeling, or would I just go back out there and start swinging?
I think if you played Doom, you would have shot up your school. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm getting it backwards.
Yeah, you're getting it backwards because video games actually cause violence. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. In case you didn't know,
Doesn't have anything to do with mental illness,
No,
prior problems,
nothing to do with
genetics.
That. No, it's purely like if you enjoy
Family
it,
situation.
if you enjoy it in a video game, you're probably going to enjoy doing it in real life. Let's be real.
Do you think that's fun? Why don't you try it at school, Timmy?
Yeah, which I love Grand Theft Auto and
dude. Not cool.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. Obviously, I obviously.
When I was 13
violence.
years old, Grand Theft Auto was the forbidden fruit.
Yeah,
it was the thing I could not obtain.
I know. My parents didn't like me playing it. My real opinions on this, just to clarify, is obviously I think obviously people who do violent things are gonna also enjoy violent games. They obviously don't cause it, but the type of person who's gonna do it in real life is obviously gonna do it in a video game too. You know what I mean?
I just think there's too many factors at play to really go.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, this is why.
Well, and
We figured it out, guys.
statistically speaking, most people who play violent video games don't do that in real life. So.
Yeah, it turns out.
It turns out, yeah, that's. So I would argue it's very. That's what I mean. Obviously, the people who are doing it are going to have a history playing stuff like that, just because, like most people do in general, anyway.
Which is
but
usually
they're
why,
obviously going to want it if they have violent tendencies anyway.
Yeah, which is usually why these kind of things will never actually get enforced, because for the most part, a government's designed to appeal to the mass majority.
Yeah.
When I say mass majority, I'm talking 99%
Yeah.
Once you're in that range, they're probably just going to go with the 99 point something percent on those, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, that makes sense.
it's a pretty functional way to work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's funny. I like music. Like before that whole parental advisory stickers were issued and stuff. That was a big deal, and people were like,
What was this?
"Oh, like obviously, you know how
What are we talking about?
you know how in music, like albums,
Yeah.
you know how that it's pretty common practice now that adult themed albums have that parental advisory warning on the bottom right."
Oh yeah. Wait,
Or wherever.
How old is that? Is that a relatively new?
I think
concept?
it started in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
remember
people didn't care what kids did in the 80s. They could do whatever the hell they wanted.
I think a lot did, which is kind of what started that movement.
You know what? My uncle always made the joke that when he was 7 or 8, he would get beers for his dad, and he had this system, and because this was once again this was like the 70s 80s sort of thing.
Yeah.
He would pop the cap, he would take a swig, and then he'd give it to his dad.
Yeah.
And he was like 7 or 8 years old, and to him that was the norm. His
Yeah.
dad was just like, take a swig, son, and eventually he didn't even ask anymore. He would just take a swig and give it to his dad.
I think when I was like younger, I did that from my uncle, but I don't even think I asked. I think I just took a swig. I was like, "Oh, that's disgusting." And
I was
then
like, that's right, kid.
Yeah, it's like never do it, and then he's drinking it in front of me. He's like,
It
see,
sucks. I hate
it's
it."
horrible. Glug glug.
Just chugging it back.
Yeah. Well, and and kids would buy cigarettes for their parents. Like my mom said, she used to run to the store for her like.
Oh yeah,
parents.
my uncle. That was so standard that
Because they're like,
it's not even really notable. Like
Yeah.
everybody did it. It would just go get
actually
go get cigs for your old man.
But was it? Did they have to have that excuse, or was it like still technically like you're
Oh, a
not
kid could buy
supposed to?
cigarettes.
They actually just could.
You could just walk in and buy cigarettes.
Oh, weird.
No questions asked.
Weird.
Well, think about it. Until they actually apply the law, there is no law.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
Profound.
And eventually, eventually somebody went, maybe we shouldn't let kids get cigarettes.
in a world with no laws, there's no laws.
And then initially, there's a lashback, and they're like, "This is bullshit.
Yeah.
They gotta get cigs for their old man."
Yeah, the people are like fighting it. They're like, well, and they used to have like vending machines with cigarettes.
Awesome.
Just some like 5-year-old kid. He's
I
like,
will
I
say,
need a smoke.
with all that said, I do not really partake in cigarettes at all. But
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if your parents did and you were a child, you nowadays, it's so shocking to imagine a kid buying them.
What happened is my dad, when I was 8 or 9, my dad would smoke cigars sometimes, he said, I don't fully remember this, but he said it had a big impression on me. So I went to the back, and we found this hollow plant, me and Erica.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole inside was hollow, but you could like burn it almost like a cigar. So, and I remember I ripped it off and I lit it, and Erica was like smoking it too. And then Dad came out and went, "What are you guys doing?" We went, "We're just like you, Dad." And we were just like puffing on these hollow trees.
He's like, "That's my weed plant."
He's
I'm
like,
just kidding.
"No,
I'm
my
just kidding.
marijuana."
No.
And then after that, he said, "I'll make a deal with you guys. If you guys don't smoke, I won't smoke."
Yeah.
And after that, he didn't smoke a cigar for 16 years. And then just recently, he sent me a photo, and he said, for the first time since you guys were 8 years old,
Oh wow.
I had a cigar, because I bought him the cigars for Christmas. I bought him some Cubans because I thought it was funny, kind of like a
okay.
callback.
Yeah.
And so he took those to Chris's, and he like a month or two ago, he was like, "This is the first time."
Yeah.
16 years.
That's very similar to a story about my dad.
Nice.
My dad used to smoke cigarettes, and I guess my brother, he was like 3, and my dad still smoked after he had Jesse, that's my older brother. And basically, apparently Jesse went up to him, and after he was done smoking, he's like, "Dad," he's like, "when am I old enough to smoke?" And I guess my dad just quit right then and there.
Just he's
like,
like
"Oh,
midway
shit."
through a cigarette, just puts it out.
Yeah. No,
Like,
that's the story.
Puts it in the ashtray, puts the ashtray in the garbage.
Yeah, like
puts out the garbage.
That's basically what he claims happened. He just said, "Oh shit, he's watching," and I'm like, he's impressionable. He was just like, "I shouldn't do this."
I image Jesse in particular being very impressionable.
Yeah.
Whatever you say goes.
Yeah.
I'll do anything.
He's like, "My dad quit. Cool."
Rob a grocery store? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, another funny story that involves Cubans. Well, it's actually just really random, but I thought it was funny. It involves Sarnia crackheads.
Ooh, riveting.
Yes, good content.
So very uncommon.
Yeah. No, yeah, there's barely any around here. It's weird.
Maybe like a dozen.
I kind of wish more people did drugs around here. It's kind of boring.
I wish we had more of a drug crisis going on. What's going on around here?
I don't know, Sarnia. I'm just kidding. No, sorry.
Please up your game.
Up your game.
I only see a couple homeless people in the bank.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Yeah.
Is that targeted?
Okay, I'll just keep going. So, my friend, again, I keep saying first names, but it doesn't matter. My friend Garrett, back in the day, he got me a Cuban cigar for my birthday or something, or like Christmas or something, and it was really nice looking cigar. It came in a case and everything. I was like, cool. So I remember one night, I was hanging out with some friends. We were kind of walking, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick up my cigar. Like tonight's a good night to do it." So I grabbed the cigar, and it was stuck in the tube. So I was flailing the tube around, walking down the street, and the cigar flew out, and it landed on the ground somewhere. But it was dark, and I was like, "Oh crap! Like where is it?" So
you didn't have your flashlight app yet?
Well, so I did. So I pulled out my phone. I'm
Nice.
looking around, and this guy comes out of nowhere, and he comes up to us. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I like look at him like, just looking for something. And I just kind of like looked away. I'm like, okay. And so I'm like trying to ignore him. And he's like, well, man, like you're drawing a lot of attention. There's a lot of, what did he say?
You're making a real fool of yourself
well,
right now.
he's basically like, there's a lot of houses here that you're drawing a lot of heat to. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, I didn't know that. So I'm pretty sure you're the one drawing heat to these houses by telling a stranger basically that these are drug houses. And I basically was like, I don't know, man. I'm just looking for a cigar. He's like, all of this over a cigar? And I'm like, I have my flashlight on. I'm like,
and that's when you say, hey, it's a nice Cuban.
Yeah.
And it's got a case. So how about you back off?
The thing was, I'm not gonna lie, I did have a bit of liquid courage, so I was kind of being like a little
Just pushy,
rude.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, but I was mad. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you're basically just admitting there's drug houses here, and you're blaming me. I'm just like, you're telling me, like, I'm a stranger. You're the one drawing heat to your like drug lab, like
yeah.
But then I was just like, and then I made a point to be all like facetious, and I find the cigar. I'm like, oh, I found it. Now I'll leave, and then I like walk away, like just
too bad the crime's here to stay.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was like, I don't know. That just,
The criminals are coming. You better start closing your doors, kiddo.
yeah. I just love the logic there, though. He's just like, you're drawing a lot of attention here. He says to some random group
He's
of
just yelling out of the
strangers,
door. What the hell are you doing out there?
bringing all this attention to my drugs in here at this house.
You're gonna make my neighborhood a shithole.
Yeah. I don't know. It was wacky. But yeah, it was,
Honey, put the kids inside.
but hey, it was a good Cuban.
They get
it
one
was
look
worth
at
it.
they get one look at this ruffian, and we're gonna have to deal with their teenage angst in grade 10. They're gonna be doing all sorts of weird, sketchy stuff.
They're gonna be dropping Cuban
They're
cigars.
gonna be, and the next thing you know, they're dropping Molly. Gotta watch out for these people.
Well, the people in the house were making meth or something, probably. So I don't think that's the least of their worries.
That's a nice little thing. Remember the meth house that blew up near my parents?
Yes, I do.
So, if you go in my backyard and you look across the way, you can see there was a house there. It was an okay house, not great, pretty shitty vinyl. You know, like vinyl, right?
Yeah, common.
Yeah, very common. Not Google Map traceable.
Yeah.
So one day you look over and I think I was gone for I come back like every month or two, and I look across the way and it's the same house except there's a huge gaping black hole
Like,
just
holy.
sticking out the side of it. And I went, wow, what happened to that? And my parents were like, yeah, that was a meth explosion.
Wow.
They had a meth lab in the basement and it blew up and it destroyed the whole house, and they had to knock it down and build a new one.
Yeah, definitely not Breaking Bad quality there.
Oh yeah, no blue meth. No, that's
No.
like clouded gray meth. Is gray meth a thing? If it
Probably.
is, they were making it.
Full of Windex and
You can use it
God
as
knows what
you can
else.
use it on the window in your bathroom and nobody would see you.
yeah.
I don't know why I made that cross, but
Yeah. Yeah. That's scary though. I think the first time I learned that was even a thing that could happen, them just blowing up, I'm like, holy shit.
dude, it turns out these crazy drug dealing folks, they didn't go to school for chemistry.
No, I believe it.
And can you imagine, especially if you're doing your own product,
And the ones
you
that-
might be good at it for like 3 months. Give it 2 years of just constantly
Yeah.
consuming your own product. You're probably not going to be as
The more-
on the ball
Yeah.
as you used to be.
The more you consume, the worse your product gets.
The worst you get.
Hey, who said that? It was like 50 Cent. He's like, don't get high on your own supply. Or who was that?
Yeah, I forget who it was, but it had a good ring to it.
Is that 50 Cent? Or am I could be way
And I'm
off.
telling you, dude, it's good advice, because if you're doing it, you're in for the long haul. You
Yeah.
want to be able to do an equatably decent job or better 5 years later.
Yeah.
And that's guaranteed not to happen.
To all
If
to all my drug dealers out there, stay smart, homie.
Stay smart, Holmes.
Stay smart, homies.
We gotta watch out for each other. Create Facebook awareness groups.
If you out there doing that, don't be blowing up your house. Take the precautions.
It's like drug dealer awareness groups.
Yeah.
Just making sure it's like, remember, don't get high off your own supply. And
Yeah.
everybody's just typing in the comments, amen, with like the, the prayer hands.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Stay smart, my gangsters.
Stay smart, guys. God bless.
Yeah.
Just classic Facebook posters, but they're all just meth drug dealers.
Yeah. Oh no. um, yeah. Well, that's like I know at raves and stuff like that. I know I've heard of them having like you've obviously heard of like harm reduction and stuff like that. Basically,
Harm. I didn't. What?
okay, so
What is this?
well, basically, I was shocked when I heard about this, but it does make sense. Basically, they go to places where they know people are going to be doing stuff like that, like raves and stuff, and
Okay,
they actually have tents where you can go in and anonymously. They'll have test kits for stuff, so you actually know exactly what you have. Like, is it like say someone's like bought like Molly or common
Well,
stuff
the fact
people
that
would do.
obviously it's not. As to once again, they're not chemists,
Yeah,
so it actually tells them the contents of whatever they have.
Yeah, so it's like police actually run this, but they don't arrest them for it. It's basically because they just figure people are sneaking this in by the pounds into this event. So like rather than having people sneak it in and do it and just die, they're like, we might as well just let them know what it is so they can make. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when I first heard about that, I'm like, that seems weird, but it kind of it makes sense because it's just a statistical anomaly at that point. They're like they know the sheer amount of that coming in. It makes more sense to at least make sure they know what it is.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the same
they're not
strategy they
gonna die.
do in Vancouver.
Yeah.
They have a big drug problem downtown. If you didn't know, if you go to Vancouver, and anybody who's been to Vancouver knows this, there's a it was the most astounding thing to me that we were driving through there, and it's really posh, really nice. Like a local hip pizza place. They make the dough out of vegetables. All the good earthy stuff you'd expect from a place like BC.
Absolutely.
Then you go down a block. Boom. Immediate homelessness, no open businesses, shopping carts everywhere. Literally anarchy.
Really?
Not a single open building for 3 blocks.
Oh, wow.
It's actually a homeless sector of the city.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
Then
that's
you get to
sad.
the end of it, and you know what the first thing you see is? Or this was at least true 5-6 years ago. The first thing I saw after those 3 blocks was an oyster restaurant.
Oh, that's
Just
not
a
what I was
seafood
expecting you to
restaurant
say.
specializing in oysters. And I was like, wow, they
That's not what I was expecting you to say. We're ta-
homelessness, destruction, oyster restaurant.
so we're talking about harm reduction. It's like you're like I was talking about like drug testing tents. You're like, and you know what I saw?
Wait.
And I was like, what? You're like oysters.
Okay,
Drug testing oysters.
I got off track.
Yeah, they crack the oysters up, put the drugs in them. The oysters taste test them.
And do you know how they get away with it? Do you know how they do it? They put them in oysters.
And they talk to the
and they put
oysters.
them back in the sea.
And then
And whenever they want to get the drugs, they scoop them up with their nets.
they wait for a pearl to form, and then they test the pearl.
And that pearl gives the most succulent high known to man.
Oh.
It's like seaway drugs. They harvest them inside of they become crystallized pearls.
I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure this is exactly how drug testing works.
No, okay, hold on. I'll backpedal.
Yeah.
So what they do in Vancouver is they have like those open use centers where they give you clean needles, a place to use it and stuff like that. So it's like because there's usually like kind of 2 like drastic approaches, which is either the enable it to reduce risk, like you're saying with drug testing and stuff like that, or the polar opposite, which is to heavily criminalize it and try to just crack it down as much as possible.
Yeah.
And there's like varying degrees of success for both. And there's not really one guaranteed solution. It really is.
I would say the testing isn't necessarily enabling because they're not providing it. Like it's obviously stuff they already have. Basically, it's more of a you don't have to hide it because you're going to do it anyway, so you might as well not die because of it.
Yeah. Keep in mind it's a complicated issue, but
Yeah.
And there's a bit of controversy around it. Like a lot of people obviously think, even in Vancouver, some people go, "Oh, it's not a good idea." Some people say it is a good idea, as you said, because it gives you a safe place to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you are addicted to meth, you're probably not in a good place.
Yeah.
Probably not going to get it off it soon.
Right.
But then I said the opposite approach. I said it's just to criminalize, which is just to try to get it off the streets as much as you possibly can, so they don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Once again, there's varying success for both.
Yeah. Well, do you know what's funny? There's this girl I kind of met like years ago, and I have her on social media. She's from like Tennessee, and she posts a lot of things that like I disagree with, but I don't bother arguing with people on the internet. I'm just like whatever. But I'm like, clearly, and again, if it's someone very set in their ways, I don't bother either because I'm like, I'm not going to wait. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of pointless at a certain point. If like almost everything they say I disagree with, and clearly they just think very differently than me, so there's no use arguing. But anyway, this girl,
Not in the short term. If you have like a really like one of your best friends,
yeah.
you kind of just both work on
Oh,
each
but
other
again,
over
I
time.
barely. Again, I don't know. I don't talk to her. She's from Tennessee.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
not close to her
If
at
it's
all.
just a one-off, you just
Doesn't
let it
matter.
go. It doesn't matter. But
And I'm sure my opinion doesn't weigh that heavily on her either. So
it's a mutual relationship.
exactly. So, but anyway, she did make a post on social media, and I was kind of just like, okay, this is a stretch. But so you heard about Oregon, right?
Well, what about it? It's quite a bumping city.
Is it Oregon? No, but anyway, there's a place basically that they decriminalized.
Oh, sorry, not a freaking city, like a
state.
it's like a whole place.
I think, yeah. Well, anyway, they basically decriminalize like most drugs, like heroin, cocaine. Like they decriminalize it, but they're working more towards like having more rehabilitation and stuff. And like, while that is again controversial, questionable, I don't know.
I think it'll be interesting to see how it turns out.
Her opinion on it though was very. Her post was like, see, this is the future the liberals want, and she basically was like going off saying like. Again, I'm sure this isn't even a popular opinion, but it was just hers. I just thought it was funny. And she basically was just like, she's like, see, first it was marijuana, and now they're trying to legalize heroin. And I basically this was the one thing I did comment on. I'm like,
you posted on Facebook, Jamie. The moment you post, you lose.
Oh no, because I wasn't arguing. I basically just said, by the way, the article does not say they legalize it. Like they're not opening like heroin dispensaries in Oregon, just so you know. And then she was just like, but in a couple years, you just watch it will. I'm like, okay, well that's your speculation. I was just pointing out, and I didn't get into it. I barely commented, but I was just kind of like, it bothered me
Heroin,
enough.
different types, different colors, different names.
The heroin dispensaries in Oregon.
Do you want to try our hit new flavor, the Big Spoon?
But she's just like, see, first it was marijuana, and now it's going to be heroin. I'm like, I can assure you, people aren't pushing to do the same thing with heroin that they are with marijuana.
Yeah,
I can assure you, it doesn't have the same pull as marijuana did.
Yeah, no, definitely no. Marijuana has a lot more pull because hey,
A lot of people.
the risk is a lot lower.
Yeah.
There is some potential repercussions that we don't fully understand, perhaps.
Of course, but you could argue
But-
even alcohol has been. If alcohol was new, if you held everything to even the level alcohol's held to, then it's strange marijuana was.
Of course.
In prohibition.
Now, keep in mind though, I don't think it's necessarily wise to say that just because their situations are very similar, because it is, and it could be that 80 years from now, marijuana will just be as you said, the next supplementary thing. Like, oh, I do alcohol, some people do marijuana. Nobody thinks about the distinction at all anymore.
Yeah.
Or it'll be the opposite. Maybe
Well,
there actually will be some.
It's already getting there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like
But
it's
what I
legal
mean-
where we live. For
what
example.
I'm saying though is, in 80 years, it will be just so integrated into our society that we won't really consider it different than alcohol in any way.
Yeah, because
If-
there still are people out there who definitely
assuming
do.
that there's no long-term repercussions. Which,
But the long term has already been. People have been smoking it for.
that's been half true, because when it was illegal, especially in Canada, you can't do full like extensive research on something that isn't legal.
People were doing research on marijuana for a long
once again,
time.
no, research is still definitely happening, but now it's actually happening in very significant quantity.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it has been like an underbelly of like North American culture for a long time, to the point where I like, obviously even since the 60s, like people have been doing it, and I'm pretty sure most of it, the long-term effects of exclusively that, have been fleshed out. That's
keep in mind,
that's
though,
that's what actually made the good argument for legalizing it.
Okay, but how about we
It's
go into
because of
this?
that.
How about we go into this, Jamie? Okay.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s and 70s, do you know what like the average THC percentage of weed was?
Yeah, way less. Yeah.
Significantly less. We're talking. There's a comedian that said it best. He said he went up to this group of guys, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to try some of my joint?" And he thought, "I used to smoke weed all the time in the 70s."
Is this Louis C.K.?
Yeah, that's right, Louis
Yeah,
C.K. And he said he
seen
took
this.
one puff of it, and he went into his car.
He's like, and I lost my mind.
No, he said he was in his car, and he had the epiphany. He's like, I don't think I've looked out my window in the last 15 minutes. I've just been like autopiloting.
Wow.
Because he's like, the difference is huge.
Yeah.
And I actually looked it up, and dude, like so what we're dealing with now, like what we're consuming now, is way way more hardcore than the stuff they took back then.
I'm no argument there. My still the point is, they do have enough studies to basically indicate like they know the overdose threshold, and it's like more than anyone's going to realistically
Wait,
consume.
I don't think you can overdose on marijuana.
Well, that's what I mean. Nobody has technically,
Okay.
but that's what I'm saying.
Does it sound out of touch when I say marijuana?
Like
You can't
reefer?
overdose on marijuana.
Can't overdose on reefer.
Reefer.
On the heck.
You can't overdose on Kush.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
On Kush.
Have you heard that one in a while?
No.
Didn't think you did.
But yeah, no, I do know definitely they've and it's been medical for a long time.
Do you
they've
remember
done
the
studies.
term sesh?
Yeah.
Do you remember back in the day people would go, "Do you want a sesh?"
Yeah.
And they would say it,
Kick a sesh.
and you wouldn't immediately be made fun of back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not the case anymore.
No.
Not that I partake a lot or anything, but
Slang evolves pretty quick. That's for sure.
it moves fast. It moves
Like-
fast. I don't
like
even know what the slang is anymore.
People just yeet the old slang out the window.
Is that like a joke that you're using yeet, and that's like a
Yeah.
pretty modern term?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke,
I'm
yeah.
catching up here.
Yeah, I'm with it. There's this picture I saw. It was like a sign on a highway. It's just like, "Hey teens, buckling up is totes yeet, yo."
What? Where?
It was I didn't see it in person. It was just a picture that goes around online all the time. But it was like one of those highway signs, and it literally just says that. It's like, "Hey teens, buckling up is totes yeet, yo."
Oh, no.
I love it. Though.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when people that are out of touch try.
Yeah.
They actually try to break the mesh.
It's like-
they try to create a bridge.
It's like when companies use like memes or like the internet thing. Like it's awful.
Oh, dude, the moment anybody, especially on TV or movies, the moment they try to replicate meme culture
Yeah.
in any sort of corporate sense,
just seems-
it's awful.
Yeah.
It's so awful because they just don't have it. They just don't get it.
Yeah, and it seems. Yeah, I know.
Oh, dude, those movies,
So
all
phony,
of those
like-
movies.
Yeah.
I've only seen maybe like half of one because it was so
which,
bad.
Which movies?
Like freaking the Emoji Movie. Wasn't that a meme movie?
Oh.
What about freaking
Probably.
There's another meme movie that came out a year or two ago.
I didn't see the Emoji Movie
It was
because
like
I'm not 12, but like I just.
Yeah, dude, I think I watched like part of
I
it.
do like animation
in
and
passing,
stuff like
but-
that sometimes, but I didn't watch that one.
Dude, but the fact that they're trying to tap into pop culture
Oh, yeah.
and make a thoughtful movie about it and understand it
It's
is
just awful. Yeah.
it's terrible.
And,
They just need to stick to human emotion. They understand to some degree how to get human emotion, like romance.
And you know that like this is a common like cringy moment of I think it was a Wendy's commercial, but they're like this was like the begin. A lot of people reference this one on this topic, but it's like he's like eats spicy chicken sandwich like a boss, and like the bottom and top text show up.
I saw
and
that.
It's like
Oh.
that hurts me to watch.
Oh.
It actually like I hate it so much.
Have you guys seen the Lonely Island song "Like a Boss"?
Yeah.
We're Wendy's.
Oh, yeah.
we get it.
Oh, I know it's awful.
Yeah, ordering fries like a boss.
Like a boss, consuming our product like a boss.
Buy Wendy's like a boss.
Yeah, when your mom says you can't get Wendy's but you do anyway, it's like troll face. eats Wendy's anyway, like a boss.
Mama says, "No, son. No Wendy's for you."
Why you no give me Wendy's?
Uses allowance money for
Rage
Wendy's
comics.
anyway.
Like a
It's
boss.
just doing the ads where it's just shamelessly trying to get them to spend money there.
Consume our product.
Uses money to consume Wendy's product anyway. Troll face.
Yeah. Do you know what's really funny? When I first got into like stuff like that, the Rage comics, like stuff like that, the troll face, everything, that was like the peak of when I got into like internet memes. And it's so funny that like that is outdated as hell now.
Oh, dude, do you want to know what's so dated? It's completely dead.
What?
Forever Alone.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Rage,
okay,
Rage
that
face.
was the,
like same with the troll face, all that
Now
shit.
sometimes you see a call back to the other ones like once every month or two, and you're like, ooh, like a succulent wine.
Sure,
Sip it back.
sure.
But dude, nobody does Forever Alone anymore.
No,
It's gone.
Most of those
It's
are
so
pretty
gone.
dated. Yeah,
I know they're definitely dated. It was the caveman age of memes for sure.
And like in the format of really old ones, do you remember they would be like weird colored backgrounds? Remember that like face of like that kind of like the guy with the double chin and like the glasses, and it was like his face and like
Oh yeah, in the
neck
dark.
beard ones.
Yeah.
Like, but like, and the format was like they would have like just colors in the background, or what was the one? It was like the bad joke dinosaur, like the
I don't know if I remember that one.
punny. It was like a dinosaur that would say really bad puns.
I don't think I was sorry though. I was way too cool for those. I'm
You
sorry.
no, you remember it. If I showed you it, you would.
Maybe
if I showed
would,
you it, you
yeah.
totally. It
Maybe
was
it's
like,
so dead I
it
can't
was like
even remember it happened.
it's so. This is digging deep in my
Unbelievably
mind.
dead.
Yeah, this is deep.
Do you know what's
in my-
weird too is now it's evolved to the point, and actually I was just bringing this up earlier. We were looking at some comments from kids on a video,
Yeah,
and it occurred to me that memes are getting to the point for kids that it's not even humor anymore. It's not even comedy. It's just a way of communicating.
yeah.
We were looking and going, "What's the punchline?
Yeah.
What's the joke here?" Then you realize they're just talking in meme format.
Yeah.
And they're not. There's no punchline. There is
Yeah.
no joke to be had.
I think that kid was trying to be funny. To be real, I think it just wasn't funny.
That could be fair.
But I get what you're saying.
Either of us
yeah.
could be right, but I feel like there's a kernel of truth
I
to
think
say
he was
that
trying to be funny. It was just
it's,
it just was above me.
memes are going beyond humor.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they definitely evolved.
Can you
into
imagine 30 years from now?
Categories.
A kid comes home from school in his electric vehicle Uber
Yeah.
that brings him to and fro.
No, his drone that picks him up.
Yeah,
to
drone
and from
that
school.
just picks him up around his backpack and
Yeah.
just
Come clips on his backpack
clips on
and
his
flies
back
him
and
home.
Flies him over. He flies back, and then
Yeah.
she comes home. She walks to the door. The mom immediately goes like, "I wish I see. I can't even do the meme replication, but I just image the mom just speaking in memes, just
Oh,
going
no.
like, "Lamau, son, you're covered in mud."
The classic meme, LMAO, you're covered in mud. Everyone's favorite meme.
I'm not. I'm out. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything about memes.
The classic. LMAO, you're covered in mud.
I just threw it in an abbreviation and really hoped you'd let it pass.
Dude, we need to start a meme. Like we gotta start using that format. It'll just be like, we'll get all muddy. We'll be like, LMAO, you're covered in mud.
Lamau,
And
you
just
have mud on your pants.
post it everywhere. Yeah. Let's get this going, guys.
Yeet, like a boss.
LMAO, you're covered in mud. The classic.
I don't know, dude. Well, in my defense, that mom would be in meme culture, but maybe she'd be outdated too.
Yeah.
And then her son would go, "Ugh, STFU, mom,"
Mm-hmm.
and then say some sort of meme. I don't know anymore. Embarrass noises. He just goes, "Embarrass noises." And he just runs upstairs or something.
You're really up on your memes.
They get in an argument, and then she just goes, "Sad noises," and she just runs off.
Sad noises. These are all.
It's like a heavy argument.
Yeah.
Sad.
You know what we should do? Like for the picture we're gonna use for the YouTube video for this, we should just make like a really stupid like bottom top text meme. Just
This
throw
is
it
not good.
as our image.
Lamau, son, you have mud on your
Let's
face.
let's throw the Forever Alone face in there too.
Oh, and it goes back to the sun, and it's just the Forever Alone face, just to really capitalize how out of touch we are.
Yeah. If it's a picture of us, who's the sun
And
gonna
then
be?
that's where we put the sad noise.
Sad noises. The
We'll
classic.
take a picture of your little brother.
Oh,
Jake,
yeah.
come over here. You're a star now.
Exploit my little siblings.
Smile for the camera, kid.
Hey, Macaulay Culkin. I mean, Jake. Want to make
Hey,
some money
Culkin,
for me?
Sorry, I'm fantasizing. Jake, get over here.
Sorry, I wish.
I wish you were Macaulay Culkin. I wish I had that guy in
the
speed
name's
dial.
the name's Jamie Culkin.
That's what you can call me now.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that sounded like a conclusion. It's like, cool. Should I just hit the stop recording button right there?
Yeah,
Just
that's
go,
it.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Boom.
cool.
Gone. Ship it.
It's funny because
Or should I say, send it?
send it.
Is that still
full
Is
send?
that still up to date? Oh, full send.
Full
That's the
send,
new one.
boy.
All right. Don't worry. I'm a little redeemed. I got that one.
You know that one. Yeah. I actually like. Do you know what's even fun? Like, I have friends who are good, maybe 2-3 years younger than me, and that was the first time I ever heard someone say that. And I was like, in just a few years, someone even in their like, when I first heard that, I was like, what is that? And I started hearing it all the time. I was like, oh, I guess that's like a thing now.
Did you just blot it out until then?
People saying full send. Yeah.
Dude, do what's even better that you shouldn't say in public because you probably will still get made fun of?
What?
Poggers!
Yeah.
PogChamp.
You and
My cousin taught me that.
yeah, you and Kessia,
Yeah, Kessia.
talked about this on our podcast episode
Poggers!
6, right?
Episode 6.
And I didn't know what that was, but you
Now
guys
you
said
do.
it, and I just kind of I heard, but yeah, I figured it out after that. I was like,
no, Jamie.
I didn't know that was a thing.
We were almost running out of time, but now I can redeem myself for the audience.
yeah.
Same scenario. Kid comes home. He walks up the stairs and goes to the door. He has mud on his pants still.
LMAO.
And
Are you
and
muddy?
And then he comes in and she says, "Lamau, son." Same thing. And then he says, "Mom, I got an A in math." And then the mom goes, "PogChamp."
That's so with it, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Full send, good grades.
Full send. Are you winning,
Mom,
son? Oh,
what
you're
did you get up-
LMAO. You're covered in mud. Or wait, what was it?
Lamau, son, you're covered in
Your
mud.
yeah, she comes in like that one. It's like, "Are you winning, son?" And it's like,
Oh, yeah, that
LMAO,
one too, yeah.
LMAO, you're covered in mud. That's our spin on it.
What did you get? What grade did you get on the test, son? A full send. Boggers, son, boggers.
No. She's like, "What'd you get on your test?" He's like, "I got an A." She's like, "Full send it,
Send it, son.
full send, Timmy."
Sorry, no high five. We're we're still in COVID, son.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been 30 years.
But Mom, I just want to hug you again.
Shut up, son. You can never hug me.
And that's not even a COVID
10
thing. I
years
just
of
don't love you.
Oh, just 10 years of a zero emotional connection because we're still in a pandemic. Mom, I just want to know what it feels like to be touched.
We're all like.
Can you just give me a hug or a handshake?
You know the movie Bubble Boy? You ever watch that? We're all like, it's 5 years from now. The pandemic's only gotten worse, and we're all living in bubbles. Like we're all like walking around in like these bubble suits and like
Love it.
and have no human interaction.
Hey, Jamie, is that how you want to end this?
Yeah.
We're out of time.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Mike. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been fun. Glad you guys could stop by and have a bit of fun with us.
I had fun.
I had fun. Well, hope you did too.
That's good.
All right.
We all had fun.
All right. Well, take care, everyone. Stay
Thank
safe.
you.
Hopefully, this dystopian hell doesn't lead to the point of bubbles. Bubble suits.
Food for thought, folks.
Yeah.
See
food
you
for thought.
later. Goodbye.
All right. Bye.